Okay, so the end of Unit 20 has 3 random things. The verb kεῖμαι, the second declension contract noun, νοῦς, beautiful word, lots of powerful things about it, means mind, and all kinds of other interesting things. And then the third declension noun, stem, that we haven't had, the type Áστυ. So we're going to go through these carefully one by one. Kεῖμαι is an interesting word. It's an athematic middle-only verb, and most of the forms are based on the stem with the vowel ei, k, but there are a couple forms, the subjunctive and the optative, that have the short vowel form ke. The meaning of this word is to lie or be placed in a place. What I learned was that it was the passive of the verb κεῖμαι. So κεῖμαι means to put or place, and kεῖμαι means to be placed somewhere or to lie somewhere. In poetry it means to be lied, to be placed. It's something beautiful that gets placed someplace. So κειμέλιον, for example, which is derived from that, means a treasure, something that's put in a special place. Anyway, so it's an athematic middle. These forms are the easiest middles of all because they don't exhibit contraction. So we got kεῖμαι, k-sign, no contraction in the second person singular form, k-tai. Kείμεθα, k-thai, k-time. What could be more lovely than that? You can see the ei suffix in the imperative, k-tho in the singular, k-the, k-thon in the plural. But in the subjunctive, and also in the optative, you have ke omai, ke-a, ke-a-tai, no contraction. Ke ometha, ke-a-the, ke-on-tai. These are no contraction because there's a morpheme boundary. If you contracted the with the omai, you would lose the root. You just have a kappa. So no Greek word just has a root consisting of a consonant. Right? You can have an H, I guess, but okay, it's too little. Then there's the participle keimenos, mene keimenon, and the infinitive k-thai. Again, these forms are very straightforward and simple, and it's a very common word in the language, and it's important that they teach it to you. Okay. So the last 2 items are the inflection of 2 nouns, which are not that difficult, and which also typify small classes. The first is a contract noun of the second declension, νοῦς. There are also contract adjectives of this type, like aurgurus, the word for silver. But contractions are not that difficult. Most of the time, this noun, which is an important noun in Greek poetry and philosophy, means mind or intent, has very interesting origins. Most of the time it occurs in the singular. So νοῦς, νοῦ, no, noun, it comes from naos, nau, nao, naon, and νοῦ is just not okay? You may remember the contraction rules from the epsilon or the omicron contract rules, verbs rather, of the type de lao. Okay, the plural noi, non, nois, and νοῦς, Belisi and I don't ever remember seeing them, but I bet they occur. They're again not difficult in terms of, but you've got contraction, you've got circumflexes. The endings in the plural there are the same as the endings in the uncontracted form of the second declension nouns, except they have circumflexes, right? Singular is different only in the nominative and the accusative, where instead of having os and on, you've got us and un. Okay, so I don't think these are that difficult to recognize. It's good to know about them. Áστυ is an archaic type. We've had stem adjectives in the past couple of lessons of the type eurus and polus. Okay, here we're going to get a stem noun, a neuter noun. There aren't that many of these in Greek anymore. But it's a lot, the inflection, if you look at it, Áστυ, Áστεος, Áστε, Áστυ, looks a lot like the inflection of polis. Notice that the accent of Áστεος is on the first syllable. It seems to break the accent rule about accent being going forward when the last syllable is long. But it's because it once was Áστεος, and then
With an omicron.
With an omicron in eta, and the same is true of the genitive plural ἀστεον. So it's a lot like polis, where what you have in the genitive and the dative is also a missing W. U turned into a W between vowels, so it went away, and then you have contraction. So that's why you have ἀστεi and ἀστεον and ἀστεos. The nominative and accusative plural are ἀστε from ἀστεwa once, and then they became contracted to ἀστε. Think that you can recognize these forms. Again, I wouldn't put a huge amount of effort into learning them, but to become familiar with them, so they're not going to throw you. This word, by the way, means the center of a city. The book tells you it means a town, but for example, in Athens, the ἀστου is the Acropolis. Okay, it may be a town because a town doesn't have anything else than a central part. Okay, if it's small enough. I think that's what's going on there.